Navigating budget limitations, staff retention, and how to keep employees engaged makes human resources people like Sisyphus, rolling that stone uphill. Plus, they've got to deal with newfangled initiatives like skills-based and early career hiring. One agency is getting the hang of recruitment and retention. Federal News Network's Drew Friedman got the story from the acting chief human capital officer at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, Eric Dilworth.
One of the first things we have to focus on, are, along with hiring new employees, were to fill positions within the human capital office. You know, we need as many folks in the operation area, staffing, operational area, because we weren't filling a lot of jobs externally anyway. So we need to get the right HR skills within OTICO. So we've been concentrating on that for the last couple of years, and that is, we're here in the capital region, and it's really competitive. Finding seasoned HR folks is competitive with all the agencies. So we've with bringing on many new people. And you talk about retention. One of the main things about retention is continue to provide experience building opportunities for our current employees, and also training. So we've been really, identifying a lot of rotational opportunities where employees can go get other experiences that can enhance their career, and just enhance their interest at remaining at NRC. And then training, making sure we're providing the right training for people to be proficient at their jobs, and then also leadership training that give people, those folks who do want to move into the leadership realm, give them the right skills to do that. So it's outreach, it's taking care of our current employees, and getting the right skills to meet the mission.
You bring up a lot of really interesting points there, and things that I definitely have heard from other agencies, talking about recruiting for HR positions at the same time that you're trying to bring in other skills. And, I guess I want to ask you about the retention aspect of it, if we could dive a little bit deeper there. You mentioned training for employees, rotational opportunities. How often do you see employees taking advantage of those types of flexibilities? And are there other things that you notice make people want to stay with the agency for the long haul?
Talking about the training first, we do training surveys where employees can identify the type of training they would like, whether it's, skills training for their current career field, or if it's some other kind of type of training that would just enhance them as an overall federal employee. So we have a good budget for that. So that's the way we really, and also with leadership identifying critical training needs. And that's, we have a technical training center that does all of our, different training for the nuclear experts in our career field, and bring them there to, basically enhance their job qualifications to perform their work. But retention goes, our retention numbers are equal or a little bit less than the average for federal agencies. But with that, if you see anyone leaving, and it seems to be a trend, you want to retain as much talent you can in the agency. So that's really gets down to the culture of an agency. That, I find that people remain at an agency or an organization because, they enjoy the work, first of all, but then they also, in the culture of that organization, a culture that makes people want to say they feel valued, they feel like their work is valued. So we have, it's not in OTICO, but the agency has a culture team and a lead for that been doing a lot of work on that in the last year. And that's where we hope to see, continued increased retention of NRC employees.
And when you're looking at something like culture, how do you measure that? Are there different surveys or different ways that you ask employees how they feel about the work setting? And, what are some of the data points that you look at for that?
Yeah, and I want to first say I'm not the expert in culture, but we do as a leader. We all use the FAB survey. That's a starting point, and then feedback from your members of your organization and the culture team. I think they are putting together additional surveys. But no, you do start with the FAB survey and then this interaction with the workforce to understand challenges and barriers to whether it's job satisfaction or other issues that they could be dealing with.
You touched on this a little bit already, but were there specific factors of FEVs that you're looking at this year to try to improve?
There are, I think, employee engagement, communication are always, high on that list because, the better we communicate, whether it's communicating changes in an organization, communicating, what's going on with the organization, different initiatives, and ensuring that information is available to the workforce. That's one of the of course, challenges to make sure you do that consistently and at a high level. And workload management is always an issue. So from a Chico point of view, the better we can do at training people, providing training, better we can do at filling vacancies in a timely manner. That helps with the overall culture because people know the jobs are filled. We fill them with the right skill sets. That helps everyone to be able to execute their job better and for everyone to be successful.
I want to talk a little bit more about recruitment as well. So you mentioned earlier on, just a few minutes ago, that you guys go to college campuses. So is early career hiring a priority for NRC? And can you talk a little bit about some of the strategies that you have specifically for recruiting those just at the start of their career?
Yes, I mean, that is always having early career people on board to be trained and get the experience as they go through and be able to replace, our knowledge folks that are eventually going to retire, So having that type of program in place is key. One such program that we have is we call it our NRAN program, Nuclear Regulator Apprenticeship Network. We bring in about 25 entry level, mostly engineers, and over about an 18-month period, 18 months, 2 years, and we keep this program going continuously. They're trained, they go out on rotational assignments to the different regions. So after their 2 years, they have gained a lot of experience, and then they're placed in a permanent position throughout the agency. It could be at headquarters, or it could be at one of the 4 regions. So that's one unique program that we have. On top of that, we have a big summer hire program, and then from that, many of those students are then may go into co-op positions and that type of thing.
One other priority that the administration has had for a couple of years, even going back to the previous administration, has been on skills-based hiring. Is that something that comes into play, whether that's in conjunction with early career hiring or something that NRC is trying to do more broadly?
I think that's something that you focus on all the time because you can't just base the hiring on certain degrees or just certain experience. And with a lot of our positions, it's a combination of having certain degree requirements as far as that's what's needed to perform the duties of the jobs, but also what skills do we need, the background we need. So we do skills hire. No, that's where we target maybe certain conferences that we go and recruit at because those skill sets are at that conference, or certain colleges that we target. But we try to, whether it's historically Black colleges and universities, all universities across the nation, as much as we can. You know, you don't have a budget to do everything you want to do,